Okay. We're going to start with the opening remark. I'm going to welcome our leader from CIDA, the organizer of this, the one who made it possible. So, Grace, you are most welcome. She made it possible to deserve the answer, right?
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Joyce Philip, representative from the National Ministry of Gender, representatives from CIDA Network, representatives from academia, the civil society, and our media person, the young women of our beloved country, South Sudan. It is a great opportunity for me to be here today, and I would like to thank CIDA Network for supporting this intergenerational dialogue. The intergenerational dialogue aims at strengthening intergenerational relation between the young women and the women who are already in leadership, for pressing the efforts on challenging barriers to gender discrimination. The main objective of this conversation is for the young women and the women who are already in leadership to share perspectives on success challenges related to advancing women's rights and leadership. Sharing experiences or navigating career path while balancing family life is also another objective. Our third objective is to formulate strategies and best practices for accelerating actions on young women's participation. At the end of this dialogue, we expect the young women to learn and get inspired by the success of the great women that we have in this room. This intergenerational dialogue is organized under a very powerful theme. As you can see, together we rise. This theme calls for action. The theme calls for collaboration, calls for unity, and collective strength of women. We can only achieve our common agenda as women when we collaborate, when we unite to overcome our challenges, and when we embrace our strength. Last year, I visited more than 6 states out of the 10 states in the 3 administrative areas of South Sudan to have conversation with the young women and the young men for the development of the national strategy on youth peace and security for South Sudan. One thing that I've witnessed during the process was the young women's low participation. Several research findings shows that young women's low participation in decision making is influenced by several factors, and this includes the deep-rooted societal and cultural norms, the issues around the economic disparities, limited access to education and resources, lack of confidence among the young people is another factor, the burden of domestic work that we have in our communities, in our families, affects our participation, the lack of opportunity or platforms for meaningful participation, and even gender-based violence affects our participation. So my dear audience, these are very serious issues that we need to address. And if we want to address this and want to see more young women in decision-making roles, we need to continue investing in building the capacity of young people, providing mentorship like what we are doing today, implementing the laws, policies, and structures that guarantee the systematic and meaningful inclusion of young women in various decision-making bodies, from local level to the top level. As we meet here today, I would like to reaffirm our commitment as CIDA to advancing young women's meaningful participation at all levels. Wherever I go, I always say, I need to see women, young women, standing up, speaking on their own rights, advocating for their economic rights, advocating for their political participation, advocating for their social rights. Because the economic recovery of this country, for example, we all know what the country is going through, the economic challenges. So the economic recovery of this country, the peace of this country, and the political stability of this country can all be possible if women are part of the solution. To all the young women who are here today, thank you for coming. Your voices are so important in shaping the outcome of this conversation. I look forward to receiving the priorities and the recommendations that you people will formulate at the end of the day. To our panelists who are going to participate today, to the moderators, to the facilitators on behalf of CIDA, we are happy to have you as resource persons for this day, and I recognize all your efforts, especially on promoting gender equality and women's empowerment in this country. In conclusion, I would like to urge that this conversation should be handled on mutual respect, shared understanding. We need to bridge gap between the young and the older people by harmonizing the older women's experience with the experiences of our younger people, especially the perspectives and the energy of the young people need to be taken positively. It is important to value each other's experience, knowledge, and perspectives. Once again, my dear young women, I encourage you to be leaders in your communities. You are the leaders of today, not tomorrow. No one should deceive you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I think we have heard from her. She said one thing: we are the leaders of
Today.
Not tomorrow.
So in most cases we hear, and in most cases we also see the intermediate people, the youth advocates. We are the leaders of tomorrow, and then tomorrow keeps on continuing. Tomorrow until you age. Tomorrow never what? Never comes. So we are the leaders of today. If we do not take action today, then it will be very hard for us to what? Implement true leadership. She also said about bridging the gap.